Hi everyone, it's nice to see you again. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to talk about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and the heroes, their weapons, abilities and other special things about these characters we already know about. So there are 4 playable characters in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and each of them have their own unique strengths, weaknesses, traversal methods and weapons. So let's get into it. Harley Quinn uses Batman's grappling hook and a bat drone for navigation, allowing her to grapple across large distances even when buildings are not available for anchoring. And when we talk about combat, Harley is capable of closing the distance quickly with her grapple to strike enemies with her bat and can also swing around to shoot them. She prefers pistols and SMGs, but we have already seen her with a minigun too. In close combat, she uses her baseball bat or big hammers. I think that Harley Quinn might be the most acrobatic of the 4 heroes so far, so she's moving around a lot and tries to keep it moving to not get hit by the enemies, but she's also able to do quick gap closes and to cause havoc in short distances. But with the SMGs and pistols, she would be some kind of a mid-ranged character, I guess. Let's move on to Captain Boomerang. For his traversal, he is using a Speed Force gauntlet that enables him to warp and dash around the environment quickly. So it's comparable in some sense to the Flash. For the combat, he is using his iconic Boomerang, of course, but he is also using weapons like sniper rifles, submachine guns and shotguns. He can teleport, freeze enemies, and true to his name, use the boomerangs as weapons. Regarding Captain Boomerang, I assume that he is one of the most versatile heroes so far that we have in the game, so I expect him to have a decent amount of health and shield, so he can take a good amount of damage, but he's also able to move around quickly and have a good arsenal of weapons for every circumstance. So if we have to fight in close combat, he can do this in a good manner, but also from afar with sniper rifles equipped, he can do damage as well. So let's move on to the third hero we know about. It's King Shark. His traversal is a demigod move. He can leap incredible distances and scale walls at high speeds. Regarding combat, he's described as a death from above playstyle, so he can perform a cannonball dive onto the enemies from above, and his arsenal includes heavy weapons like miniguns, assault rifles, shotguns, and he's also adept with melee weapons like cleavers, sickles and combat knives. I think that King Shark is one of the more tankier classes. He tries to get up close to the enemies and is not the type of hero you want to use for combat from afar. So no sniper rifles for him, no attacks from a very far distance. So he's the close-up combat guy, and I think he's best at this range regarding all characters we know about so far. I think the complete opposite could be the 4th hero we know about. It's Deadshot. He can traverse with a jetpack on his back, not only to fly around, but also as an offensive weapon. So this is a very cool feature for him. And he can also use the jetpack to glide through the air and shoot while flying around. So this is a very cool traversal, very effective. And regarding the combat of Deadshot, he's the master of firearms, so he uses sniper rifles, assault rifles and pistols, and he has also wrist cannons for close combat, so he can use them when he closes the distance and tries to go some kind of melee combat. But yeah, he's very effective with firearms overall. So far, I think Deadshot is for everyone preferring sniper rifles and ranged combat. So everyone playing shooter games, Deadshot is for you. You are not the one going in close combat that often. You are more of the precise killer. You are seeing the enemy, you are flying towards them and with accuracy you are taking them down one after another. I think that's the playstyle for Deadshot so far. But there is even more to talk about today, because all of the characters share some common combat abilities. All of the heroes have melee attacks that can break enemy shields and initiate juggle kills, where juggling an enemy with a melee attack guarantees critical hits from gunshots for a short period of time. The next thing all heroes have in common is their shield harvesting strikes. So they are all a little bit different as far as I have seen so far, but this allows them to regain some of their shields during combat. So they trigger it somehow in their own way, and then when it is triggered they can collect this shield which is dropped by the enemy, and so they are gaining shield again to be more resistant against enemy attacks. Next thing is the suicide strike. Each character can perform a one-hit kill, and that can take down an enemy but requires some time to recharge. So it's a very tactical attack for every hero, and I think it is different for every hero how they perform their suicide strike. Last thing we know about so far is the counter shot. This mechanic allows characters to interrupt enemies with gunfire, which can deal damage, disrupt their actions, or stun them for a short period of time. So the game overall puts an emphasis on cooperation, movement and shooting, with each character's unique abilities designed to complement each other in team battles against Brainiac's invading alien army. So I expect Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League to be a game with a relatively high learning curve, so you have to know the character you are playing, the hero you want to play. You should get to know him over the time when you play him and what weapons you want to use. And then we have another big factor we are going to talk about in the next video, I guess. It's about the affixes you can have on the loot you are going to find. So you can equip each hero with weapons, but also with modules, with mods that can modify how the character's strengths and weaknesses perform in combat. So you have the ability to change it in the direction you prefer. And we are going to talk about this in the next video. So stay tuned, and maybe you want to subscribe to this channel if you like the information here. We are going to deep dive into more information about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League soon. So be prepared for that, and let's keep it going until release. Thank you for joining and have a good time, everyone. See you later. Bye bye.